Yes. Yes, I am.
Alright, so we ordered leaf compost from a local area that I've gone through before when I used to do landscaping. And in one day, we went there, we ordered it, and we got it. It was super simple. It was like 150 bucks to do it. And now what I'm doing is I'm taking that compost.
That was for 2 yards, right?
Two yards of compost and 3 yards of mulch.
Like the least expensive mulch that they had.
Yeah, and you get a discount the more you get. So if you've got a lot, you know, as opposed to like, if you just bought 2 yards of compost, it would be $100. But with us getting 2 yards of compost plus the 3 yards of mulch, you get like your compost for $30. So the more you get, the more you save. In general.
I already went over all the stuff I put in the last video.
Okay.
But you know, vermiculite, peat moss.
Now what I'm doing, we've got really good compost.
Yeah.
And then we're adding more compost in. We're doing compost and manure and mushroom compost. We're doing vermiculite and peat moss.
And cow manure. Yep.
And then I'm dumping it in my raised bed.
It's the square foot gardener method on a budget.
Yep.
It helps to have a big burly muscle before you start. So yeah, get a job where you gotta haul stuff for a couple months in the winter so you're prepared to garden. I see some variety of color in here.
Peat moss. Bunch of light, white little particles of vermiculite.
Mm-hmm. So then you just even it out and plant your crops and you're good to go. There's already landscaping fabric underneath. Billy put in 2 layers. I only did 1 in that first bed over on the left. What was I thinking?
This one I didn't, just because.
You did 1 layer?
I didn't do any on this one because this is 3 sisters.
I'm kind of worried about that, but we'll see what happens.
This is our experiment. Like, we're going to find out.
So all of the other beds have landscape fabric.
Except for one.
That one only has 1 layer, and this one has nothing, and it has.
That one has nothing.
It has previously been weeds. So.
But my plan is to put landscaping fabric over the top of it.
And then we'll plant like just holes.
So the only weeds
put corn in the holes.
We're gonna have to deal with are what come up, and we'll see if they're like way worse for this one as opposed to the ones with the landscaping fabric on the bottom.
There's a motorcycle.
It's kind of an experiment. Like this year, we're gonna do a couple without, and with our tomatoes too. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have. I think we'll have enough room for 7 tomatoes.
Okay.
7 tomato plants, maybe 8. And so I'm going to put landscaping fabric along each side. So like it's going to be bigger than this, but basically I'm going to do landscaping fabric from here to here and from here to here. I'm going to leave this part open just so that we can experiment and see if it's better to have the landscaping fabric on the bottom or not. I have my own opinions that I don't know, especially like with root vegetables. If you do have a raised bed, it's at least got to be 12 inches. But I think if you put landscaping fabric on the bottom, you're not allowing your vegetables, like your root vegetables that need to go down at least 12 inches, you're not giving them as much room as they need. And that's how I feel. And I don't know, and I could be completely wrong, but I want to experiment. I want to see, you know, how our plants do and make sure that, you know, we have landscaping fabric over the top so that the only weeds are going to come out maybe right by the fruits and vegetables that we're growing.
Or like right by the edge of the bed maybe too.
I just have a theory that they're going to do great and maybe even better because their roots are going to be able to go down as far as they want. And the ones that we're doing with the landscaping fabric in the bottom, they're going to be doing great. mostly because they've got roots that don't go down very low. They don't need to go down very low. They're low penetrating roots, you know, so I think that they're gonna do just great, you know. But for, you know, this is our Three Sisters garden. We're gonna have corn, and corn, I think if it's gonna get to be 8 to 10 feet tall, it needs to have a root
wide,
system
deep root system
that can go as far as it wants. And the same thing with the root vegetables. Our big experiment is gonna be with the tomatoes, like I said, because they're all gonna be in one raised bed. We're doing an experiment. We're gonna have some of them, like 2 plants that don't have landscaping fabric on the bottom, and we're gonna have 4 or 6 plants that have that, and we're going to compare which ones do better, which ones have more weeds, and overall how it's gonna turn out.
Yeah, and also because we have cats that you cannot keep out no matter what you do. But they're not very interested in an area that has lots of green. So as long as the plants are like taking over, you're fine. But our cats will come in and they'll dig a hole and take a crap and whatever. But we are doing, I can't see. We're doing chicken wire. This is old. We bought some new stuff. We're going to try to use both. And we're going to wrap them all in chicken wire because our son likes to play in dirt. Just want to check in with the sunflower seedlings. This is 2 days since the last video. They've got their second set of leaves. They all look pretty strong. When you bump them, they bounce back pretty quick. And the peas, I think I may plant the peas today. Because this one is like a foot tall now. We still got, like, the sweet peas are growing taller way faster than the regular peas. So I just weeded a lot of this front garden bed. But this whole front used to look like, see that grass patch? It is now a big pile. I have 3 things to plant now, and then I'll show you what they look like. They're the tick seed, and I've never planted this before. It's called Geum, G-E-U-M. Anybody know what that's like? So I just planted the 3, the tick seed and the Geum stuff, and so now I've got from this is the center. So I put tick seed on either side of the center. I need to get something to put here that would get big enough. I don't know what to do there. Because we're under a soffit, and I want it to get enough rain. So I'm going to water. And then we'll check back on what Billy's doing in the backyard. Billy is putting landscape fabric between the beds, and then we're going to cover all of it with mulch. I'm going to plant peas in this bed, and I needed trellises, and I just found these old, I don't even know what this was originally from, found on the property type stuff. Old fence I had around the compost last year, and I just zip tied it onto the chicken wire, which was Billy's ingenious idea, because zip ties are going to be stronger than any knot. The landscaping fabric is going in. He has framed the area. So we're throwing on the mulch. You have a friend in need trapped between the window and the screen. He's huge. Look at the size of this bee. I just let him out. I lifted up the screen and he just fell right down. I need to get him out of here. He's trapped in our back porch. I had a top of a ketchup bottle that I had cut in half to use as a funnel for the soil tests. And I found some saran wrap that I covered the soil with so that the cats wouldn't try and poo in there. And I captured him. So I'm gonna let him go. Just watered my seedlings, so I put him in there so he could get a drink. He's moving. Into the parsley. Cool. Ooh, he seems pretty weak though. He keeps falling down. Goodbye, bumblebee. So the mulch is done. Yay! It's so much prettier now. So it's the end of the day. I didn't plant the peas. But look at how the sunflowers already got, like, they doubled their second leaf size since this morning almost. It's just cool to see. This one's like the biggest one. So I guess I'll sign off. The Swiss chard's getting tall too. These need to move out tomorrow. Unless it's raining. Alright, see ya.